Hey, good morning and happy Friday to everybody. This is Daryl. It's almost 4 a.m. here on the East Coast, and it's another cold morning out there, 10 degrees. I want to tell you guys something weird before I get into it. Something weird that happened yesterday morning. As you guys probably know by now, I get up about 3 a.m. every day to do my workout. I try to get about 3-4 hours of workout in before I start my business day with my art. And yesterday, I got a text from my next door neighbor. The house is connected. And she said the whole house shook. She's like, "Are you okay? I heard the whole house shake yesterday at 3 a.m. The whole house." I didn't hear this. I thought I heard the deck, something on the deck. We have a long 100, 200-foot deck along the whole side of the house. And I thought I heard something out there around 2:45 a.m. yesterday. Then I was like, well, maybe it was a branch. I text her back. She says, no, she says the next door neighbors in the house, like 75, 100 feet over to the other side, heard it too. And I'm thinking, first of all, I didn't hear this. She said the whole house shook and I was awake. And enough for the next door neighbors to hear it. And I'm like, what? So this is freaking me out, man. I don't know. And so she never responded back. Like she thought I was lying. I don't know if she thought I was lying or what. It's bizarre. This morning I was thinking though, what if that I did hear something I thought on the deck. I was like, what if we got a lot of black bears around here, a lot of black bears. There was one sighted just right in our backyard last summer. I was like, what if it was a black bear? I don't know if they're hibernating now though. And what if it went on our deck and then their deck next door, and that's why there were sounds. That's the only thing I could figure. It's bizarre, man. Bizarre. I'm like, is the house haunted or what, man? And and I didn't hear it. How could the whole house shake and I didn't hear it? So this morning I'm looking around, trying to keep an ear out. Anyway, let's get to this. Let's talk about, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that on purpose. To Bo in the fifth column, I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm not trying to steal your line. I love your videos and it was an accident. I'm not going to steal your line. All right, today I'd like to talk about the rep that flip sides, Van Drew, Representative Van Drew, I believe his name is, from New Jersey. I want to talk about him. This is bizarre. This is truly bizarre. This is like something out of a movie. Also, it reminds me out of something like freaking Nazi Germany again. And I'll get to it in a sec. All right. I read up a little on Mr. Rep Van Drew here. He's from New Jersey. He was elected in 2018 to a Trump district. He's a dentist or former dentist. Okay, here's what I read this morning. Every vote so far has been against Trump except one or two. Every vote since he's been elected, every vote has been along the lines with Nancy Pelosi. Okay? Now, all of a sudden, he says, this is his quote, that he thinks it's a better fit than going with Trump. Okay? And it said that the Trump camp has been wooing him for some time now. Now, the most troubling thing is Mr. Van Drew here pledged his undying support for Trump. His undying support. That's the part that reminds me of fucking Nazi Germany or some King Arthur shit. You know what I'm saying? Undying support. Okay, he was elected as a Democrat. He voted all along Democrat lines. All votes, I believe, except for one that was a budget issue. And then one other one, and I'm not sure what the other one was. But every vote other than that, so he was voting Democrat. All of a sudden, the Trump camp starts wooing him. And now, he says it's a better fit. And and Donald Trump has his undying support. Man, something stinks here. Something fucking stinks here. I know it said right out that the Trump camp is promising him, help in the next election to get elected, all their backing. So it's obvious here that he's going for re-election. And you know what? I have no proof of this, but I'm sure that there's more involved here. I mean, you don't get somebody just suddenly, all of a sudden, and especially, switching sides just like that, and especially during this divisive time when Democrats are trying to hold this president accountable for his misdeeds, his unconstitutional acts, which most Democrats, if you're a Democrat, if you're a goddamn American citizen, you should be disgusted with his behavior. And now all of a sudden we got this one representative meaning a man elected to represent us, flipping sides because it's a better fit for him, not for us, for him. And it's more advantageous for him to join the Trump camp. So we have somebody working for us, elected by us, doing what's right for him, and abandoning the people that put him in office. Now, like I said, I have no proof of this, but I'm guessing there's some kind of gifting, monetary gains involved in this. I don't think anybody just pledges their undying love or undying support to a person like Donald Trump out of the blue. Something stinks there. You know what? I got no proof of this, but it looks like we just got two dirty politicians here. We got two politicians that are out for themselves. Donald Trump abusing his office, and now Rep. Van Drew, who apparently, I'm guessing, is right on. It's obvious he's doing, like he said, it's a better fit for him. Yeah, watching that yesterday. Hey, if somebody wants to become a Republican, that's fine. I bounced around a little bit myself. But for such a cold, fast switch, and it's such a divisive time. If Trump had done something honorable, like bring down drug prices and, I don't know, something honorable, then I could see it, no doubt. If he had done something, I don't know, what else did he pledge? I don't know. He's broke all his promises. So, but you know what I'm saying? If he had done something honorable, it'd be more understandable that this Van Drew guy would switch sides. Still not cool, but understandable. But now you got Trump being held, in impeachment, and somebody going to join him. It's suspicious, man. It's very suspicious. I think the most troubling part was hearing Van Drew, the undying support. It's all I could think of is how in the past 3 years, Trump has thrown, I don't know how many, about 10 of his own people under the bus. I mean, he uses Rudy Giuliani like a freaking punching bag whenever he needs to, right? Because Giuliani's mouth runs like Giuliani's got both feet in his mouth at all times, and it's always aggravating Trump, and Trump just uses him as a fucking punching bag, and Giuliani's fine with that. But how about Manafort, his own campaign manager, right? Doing jail time right now. Trump's own campaign. And how many of Trump's campaign are in jail? I think 7. And Van Drew all of a sudden thinks it's a great time to join this administration. Half of Trump's administration has gone to jail. He's being impeached, and Van Drew thinks it's a great time to join the Trump camp. Something stinks there, man. Something stinks. People don't do things unless it's advantageous to them. And I'm telling you, man, there must have been some kind of sweet deal going on in the back room for him to do this. Yeah, back to Manafort. So Manafort's in jail, and now Trump. I barely knew him. This is his fucking campaign manager. I barely knew him. And then let's see. Oh, his attorney that ratted him out for Stormy Daniels. Trump turned on him. He was like, he was his attorney for 13 years, and he ratted Trump out for that check. Trump signed that check to Stormy Daniels. He ratted him, and the attorney ratted him out. All of a sudden, Trump was like, he's the worst attorney in the world. He sucks. He's dirty. Trump threw him right under the bus when it suited him. What I'm saying here is Van Drew is not a very smart man. Especially to pledge his undying support to Trump, because sooner or later, I'm guessing Mr. Van Drew is going to get thrown under the bus, just like all these other Trump administrations and campaign manager and lawyer. There's at least 7 people that Trump has turned on and just tossed into the garbage to distance himself from any misdeeds. I'm dying to see where this takes. This, like I said, this is like a freaking movie. I don't think a better script could have been written, and I'm dying to see what happens. In the rest of this, how this cliffhanger ends. I'm sure it's going to end badly for Mr. Van Drew. I'm guessing, because I'm going to tell you that the Democrats that put him in aren't going to forget this. So he's burned that fucking bridge, and all he's got left is and then the Republicans in that district. I don't know how they look at him. I mean, he's a traitor. They joined their camp. I don't know. I mean, can you trust a traitor? I'm sure they're happy that they got him over from the Democrats, but any good man, any good, honest, stand-up guy is going to be weary of a traitor. Somebody that switches parties like that. Yeah, you don't put your trust in a man like that. It's somebody that any way the wind blows is the way they go. So I'm guessing this probably, in the long run, I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be the best career move for Mr. Van Drew. But he seems to be pledging his undying support for good old impeached Trump. So let's all stay tuned and see how this turns out. Undying love, man. That's something else. Or undying support. The love thing just keeps popping in my mind, because that's how that term's usually used, I guess. But anyway, you guys have a good day. Stay clean and sober. Have a good Friday.